Ray Reynolds here with RaysWebinar.com. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin, please, a tablet and pen. All right, take notes, write it down, please. The ultimate goal is to make sure you get it in the brain. We've got to make sure we understand the information you get. You have to retain it. You have to know how to do this. It's very crucial. So as we begin, again, here's a phone number I'd like you to write down, please. All right, it'll help you get a hold of us and get a hold of me as well. As we do this, it's 800-510-3338. The ultimate goal is to help every one of you get past go, get the ultimate dream, and make sure you understand exactly what to do. Because a lot of times we get lost. So information's protected, that's great. But what happens is maybe you started a business. All right, maybe you stopped or got stuck or someone got in your way, something got messed up. I want you to try to do things the way I do. I plan on the problems. I never give up. I keep going through it. And if something gets done, I have my safety credit in my life, in my line of defense. So let's do. Today, if you're ready to do things and you want to, get unstuck, if you got two things, it's called safety credit and the line of defense. You can literally see it, believe it, and go get it. And that's what I want to get you through. I don't want you to bring the pain home ever again, because we all fall down. I call it Humpty Dumpty. We all see that before. But how we get back up, it matters so much more, because we can protect ourselves and we can do it a different way. My journey today, I'll give you a little bit of that, and I'd like your journey to begin with me, the ultimate thing. So as we do this, we'll start when I was 3 years old. When I was 3 years old, I got to be with Mrs. Hope. All right, she basically got her weekly and monthly checks. All right, but she dropped me off at the pier, literally, every morning, all right, at 6:30 from the age of 3 to 9.5 years old. It picked me up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I always thought she was a she-devil from hell. She shouldn't have done that, but guess what? I'm glad she did. You see, even though I had to steal and beg off the pier, which I always thought sucked, one of the things I started to do even then, because when you dropped off Redondo Beach Pier, you see Marina del Rey, Torrance Rocks, Palos Verdes. I started to basically get every magazine I could about rich and famous people. I started reading books, whatever I could do. I wanted to know how they did it. How did they get millions and billions of dollars? Did they win the lottery? Did somebody hand it to them? Did they work? Did they get lucky? What? So I learned a lot of things then, and I got my Lamborghini collection. All right, I got my Duffys. I got my mansions. All right, even built and beat world records at the same time, having fun. All right, from there I had the race boats, the helicopters, the yachts, okay, and the Ferraris too. See, I developed something called Ray's Rules, and I've been helping people for 43 years understand Ray's Rules and tools. Now this here, I wrote 43 years ago. It's called Winning the Game of Business. For me, I had to turn it into a game. One thing about me, I look at the rules, the instructions. I want to win the game. I master the game and I want to play, but I want to win. I'll bet you every time you play a game, you try to win too. So me, I didn't like to be stressed out like those people were back then. You see, I had to move 24 times since I was 11 and a half years old. That kind of sucked. Those people were mean on the 1st and the 15th. I guess they were paying the mortgage or the rent or something. So I turned it into a game, and I want to teach you what I did for me and what I can do for you. Bottom line is, after the overview today, I'd like to get you to the workshop with me. Bottom line is, I can make sure you don't bring the pain home ever again. As a kid, I learned that a corporation's a legal person. I started Helping Hand Industries when I was 9.5. I sent away a little money order, got a corporation. All right, the difference is I got credit cards in the mail. Back then, people got credit cards in the mail without even trying for it. Spended it. Then I brought it back again. So let's understand something today. You got the ability, and what I'd like to do for you is I'd like to hold your hand for 90 days. Get you to the $1 million dream. All right, been helping people just like you at seminars, workshops, and boot camps. And I want you to understand the rules and the tools so you don't have to bring the pain home ever again. So the first thing that happens with most of you, if you lost your job or have an emergency, the first thing you do is you run out of time, you run out of money, you jack up your credit, you bring the pain home in 42 days. The bottom line is there's an alternative to that. First thing on that piece of paper you should write down, and that tab and a pen, get up every morning at 4:30. I don't know why you're sleeping in anyway. There's a lot of work to be done. As you do this, get to know me. Before I was in a coma in 2009, I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years, having fun helping people. What I'd like you to do right now is write down Credit Services Act. I used to help Ken Yarborough, Security Chief at TRW and Spearin years ago. So if you Google the word Credit Services Act today, it'll take you to the Federal Trade Commission. It'll tell you credit repair is a scam. You're not even allowed to collect money up front. What you really need to do is have somebody know what they're talking about, give you the rules and the tools, and rebuild you the right way. Now, the next thing is to refer you to the Credit Repair Organization Act, where it says attorneys can't do credit repair, even though they advertise they can. So if you allow me to build a relationship with you, I'll help you build your dreams. I'll actually do the work for you, hand you the fish, and teach you how to fish. So the first thing we got to think about is this. I like to repackage your whole life. That's right, your house, your car, your bank account. Sorry, I think you're doing it wrong anyway. You're bringing the pain home, which I call silly and dumb. I don't want you to do that anymore. I want to give you the alternatives. See, credit saved my life as a kid. It saved my life as an adult after the coma in 2009. So every time I hear someone say money for a rainy day, sorry, in my life it always pours. To me, that's blah, blah, blah. I need safety credit. That's what I need. So let's think about you today. Let's say you needed $5,000. You needed it now, but you asked your friends and family and the bank and they all said no. If you would have listened to the rules and the tools, all right, and had the discipline of safety credit like this card here in my hand, that's $5,000. See, you got to be prepared for things when they go wrong. What happens now? If you had to max it out, you bought time. It's called safety credit again, and it only costs $50 a month. So in other words, what you waste every other day, you could have maintained that card, and you could have bought time, and it got your family whatever you needed. From here, they always say the average person wastes $140 a week. I don't know if that's true about you, but that's over $600 a month. So let's think about that today. You see, personal credit, here's a Venture and a Venture One card in my hand. And understand, you can't write off the personal credit card or the interest rate at all. If I had to max out a card for $50,000, the payment is $612.26. For what the average person is wasting away, they could have started a business today and bought 2 pizzas today instead. So let's think about that safety credit. Then I'm going to show you what's called the line of defense. You got the ability, but remember what I said in the beginning today, plan on the problems. They're going to happen no matter what you say or do. You have the ability, no matter what, have safety credit, the line of defense, see it, believe it, and go get it every time. But again, you're going to have to listen and learn today while I do the work for you. Running your own race is the hardest thing to do with all the people around you. Because every time you fall, you try again and again. It seems like people want to keep you down. That's not very fair. Me, I just turn off the sounds of other people. I've heard no probably 1 billion plus times. I never give up. I run my race, all right, no matter what anybody says. And there's a lot of people got opinions everywhere I turn. But guess what I want to do for you? Reaching the goal, reaching the dream. You're going to have to understand believing in yourself like I've always done for me. For me, it's always been me and God. God first, then me. You see, there's me beating the world record for the highest kick on the planet. Bottom line is white man can jump. So the bottom line is I always do what I believe I can do. Never hear you can't do it. That makes no sense to me. See, God has given us each a gift. And the bottom line is we can help other people at the same time. That's why I want to help you. Let's think about this today. You got an SSN. That's a Social Security card, by the way. You got that to why? Because as a teenager, they told you to go get that card to get a job. Well, that's kind of good. But the bottom line is you don't have a couple write-offs at all. Let's think about this. I'm going to show you some alternatives today. So if you got your SSN Social Security card, that means you got an Aspirian, an Equifax, a TransUnion too. And when you take a credit card past 29%, you drop your score, you can't get any more. Now you're kind of stuck. I want to make sure you don't do that anymore. The alternative for you is very simple. All right, got the SSN because we were told to as a teenager to get a job. Why? Simple. We're the collateral for the United States of government. It's called the United States of America Incorporated. And that's why they have the consensus all the time. That's why ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they've been printing money 24/7. You got the ability today to listen and learn, so please write some things down. I'd like you to write down Ray's rules. All right, I'd like you to write down 100,000 of credit. I believe everybody should have 100,000 and no more, but I don't want you to max it out. I want it at 29%. You jack it up, you can't get any more, you lost your score. That's kind of on you. If you listened to me and had that safety credit, that would have gave you $71,000 of credit for safety in case there's a pandemic, in case you have to save your family and pay the bills. It buys time. Unfortunately, what most people do is they take money and credit from the family, they roll the dice and start a business. Sorry, all right, it hurts the family. All right, it's the wrong way to do it. You should never bring the pain home. Like I said earlier, I think that's silly and dumb. We don't have to do it that way, so let's give you the alternative to play the game. There's me in a coma at 5.5 years old. I hit the curb going 40 miles an hour with my face. They told me I'd never walk again. I got up anyway. There's me in a coma in 2009. So I had swine flu and pneumonia in 2009. The bottom line is I took people on my corporate yacht on July 4th. And July 5th, I'm laying there to die. I wish I could have wore a mask the night before. I wish I would have known that, because who wants to lay in the hospital, literally laying there dead? I didn't want to. So today you got some choices. All right, I called it H1N1 at the end of the day. What did I do when I came out of the coma? I said, thank you, Jesus, for another day. I had to walk around for 5 weeks with an oxygen tank. It kind of sucked. The reality is I had to deliver him to where I was living at the time, too. Kind of embarrassing. But I did put him under my arm like a football. And what I did is I put my credit score back to an 820. Then I made myself a qualified CFO, and I popped $1 million of credit again. I don't stay down, and from now on, neither will you. I want you to learn to play the rules and the tools. Today, the world's changing. We don't get a do-over anymore. You get to live or die. COVID-19 can wipe you out. Why don't you wear a mask today? If I knew to wear a mask on my face or around my head in that coma versus laying there being dead, I would have put a bag around my head. I don't care. I don't want to die. I don't want my life to be destroyed. So today you got a choice. It's up to you. You see, it takes a moment to die and a lifetime to live. Which one are you going to pick? That's kind of up to you too. So if we do this today, don't be comfortable. Comfortable people are lazy. They never go get it. Me, I've never been comfortable a day in my life. So what did I do this morning at 2:25? That's when I get up every day. I drop to my knees and I thank God for, hey, give me another day. Thank you, Jesus. But then I go look in the mirror. I started something when I was 2.5 years old, when I was crying on my feet and laying on my knees looking at the mirror. I had to figure out 2.5 years old how to get out of hell. So what did I do today? Did the same thing. I stared at myself in the mirror for 2 minutes. All right, I wanted to stop time, take responsibility for me, like I want you to do. I want you to try this. Don't comb your teeth, don't comb your hair. Look in the mirror and stop time and take responsibility. Ask yourself 2 questions. Have you completed everything you need to? The answer is no. Pretty simple. Why are you sleeping until 4:30? You got work to do. Is there more to be done? Always. I look at it this way. For 43 years helping people, I hear the same thing. See, God gave you an idea, a dream, and a vision. But what did you do? You asked your friends and family their opinion. Sorry, don't listen to their opinion, please. He gave you the dream. He gave you the vision. All that did is cloud your mind. You might want to take what I'm going to say to you for 90 days. Shh, don't tell them what you're going to do. Let me do it for you. Let me hand you the fish, teach you how to fish. When you get somewhere and I get things done for you, they're going to ask you, how'd you do this or that? Simple. Just say rayswebinar.com. You see me, I want you to do what I do. I want to chase the money. I want to chase the dream. Money is one of my top 10 things I love best. I don't have to steal. I don't have to beg. I can feed my family and pay my bills. I can even help people like you. You got the ability to listen today, and I hope you really do. You see, we're getting older, slower. We're not as pretty as we used to be. All right, go back to the job you hate. It's okay. Eventually, they're going to fire you anyway. Then you're going to drive an Uber and deliver some pizza, if that's your true American dream. It isn't mine, but it could be yours. You never know. So let's understand what I did with Mrs. Hope. All right, the she-devil from hell. Every Wednesday night they had a poker game. I stood outside my door, which was the pantry next to the garage, and whatever they said made sense. I wrote it down and I circled it 10 times. I heard a corporation's a legal person. I was 7.5 and I wrote it down, circled it. They thought I was weird. That's okay. See, what I heard is my way out of hell if I could figure it out. The next day I went to the library next to the Torrance Police Department. I asked the lady, how do I look it up? She says, here's a microfiche, here's a book. I was so excited I couldn't sleep the night before. I was looking for the roadmap, the blueprint, the instructions, the manual, how to get out of hell and go get the $1 million like everybody else. Because I saw at the pier. I got pissed off. One of the things about me, when I get pissed off, I do it internally. All right, I take it upon myself to figure it out. And that's what I had to do. You see, it's like motivation today. I think it's great. I listen to it every morning. But at the end of the day, without the rules or tools, it's just blah, blah, blah today. So I wrote the rules and the tools for me. I got my first 100,000 at 9.5, $1 million at 14, double billion by the time I was 26. How am I doing so far? So if you want books and CDs about the Millionaire's Founder Kit, it's right there. Real estate's there too. The financial series as well. And don't forget the one I did 43 years ago, Winning the Game of Business. When I was at the Bonaventure for 32 years, I used to sell those sets for $20,000 a pop. Nowadays, right, there's better than before, but the office is going to sell them to you for $9.99. That's not bad. Now, if you listen to me and you do it during the webinar, what happens is I give you half off. It's $4.99. But that means you got to do it during the webinar. If you wait till after that, that's okay. All right, they're still good in prices, books and CDs. Now, because of COVID-19, this is how we get paid. It's Zelle wire deposit. Take a picture of that page today. You're probably going to need it anyway. Now, as you do this, always remember the new phone number we have. It's 800-510-3338. Now, what I'd really like to do is rebuild your whole credit my way. I want to clone me to you. Give you a rapid refresh, a credit line, corporate articles, books, CDs, and classes. I want you stuck with me. Now, please write it down. It's 25 to 29% on a given credit card. No zero balances and don't jack it past 29%. You do that, that's on you. Now you're stuck. And what are you going to do next? Wait till you get caught up again? You got a choice. I can make you a qualified CFO. So let's understand something today. It's pretty simple. There's 4 points of making money with me. I can show you how to make millions of dollars. First, I love real estate. That's fun. If we get a house and fix it up, I've always turned it into a game. I call it a flippity-dippity-do. Maybe you want a duplex, a fourplex, maybe a apartment complex too. I love commercial real estate as well. Now today you might even have to do a franchise to make the money, but we got to pick the ones that are open all the time through COVID-19. Like the McDonald's, the Taco Bell, or the Wendy's when they got the beef. We can do profit sharing too. The next thing is, how about we learn how to leverage money and credit, 84 ways to play. We can turn every one of these into 99 more cards today. I'm only going to teach you 3 or 4 ways anyway. That's all you're ever going to need. So you got the ability today to listen and learn. Now let's look at a Lamborghini. Pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. What does that mean for you? Everybody around you that are rich and famous, you see drive company cars, but you don't. What do? You get your paycheck. You get the leftover. You pay for a car you should not, but then you steal money and credit from the family and roll the dice. Bring the paid home and get stuck. By the way, you should be driving a company car under a tax ID and a fleet price. Today, you're probably using your paycheck to pay what? The payment, the gas, registration, insurance. You should be yelling the word no, because you should be getting a car under a tax ID and fleet price. At the workshop, tell me which one you want. I'll help you go get it. You see, like I said earlier, the consensus is pretty simple. They got to know how much money to print. That's why they have to count us. Nothing wrong with that. I know the rules and the tools. It's okay. So let's think about this today. You got one SSN. All right, that means you're the duck. Because you were told to go get it when you were sheep. Now it gets screwed up. You have to duck. Let's learn to raise rules today, please. Let's do this. Let's pull out the SSN card, the Social Security card. If I ask you if you read it, you're all going to, yeah, I read it. Then I'm going to ask you what it says. You have no idea. Read it again and again and again. It says, do not laminate, do not use for ID purposes. It tells you flat out it's not even yours. It's on the back of the card. You got one SSN, that makes you the duck. That means you bring the pain home every time. Federal Trade Commission today says 97% are screwed up. Is that you? You don't have to be. You got to learn how to play the game the right way. That's all you got to do, because you got one SSN. Let's see how we want to play this today. You get to write off one or two things if you're lucky. But again, that's up to you. So if you got an SSN, that means you got an Experian, an Equifax, TransUnion too. And if you jacked up a card past 29%, sorry, now you're stuck. And you can't get any more. All right, there's no reason you had to do that in the first place. Please write down SS4 times 4, please. I want you to understand the tax ID. All right, limited liability, and write off everything you can from the credit card, the interest rate, and depreciation value too. You have another way to play. The difference is you have to understand how to play that game. For every SS4, I can get you an Experian, a TransUnion, and an Equifax too. That way you can actually finance that business you're wanting to today. But again, you have to learn how to play and use the right rules and the right credit too. You see, what we got to do is this. I said write down SS4 times 4. Have you done that for yourself yet? Remember something today. If you got a corporation, all right, and you paid it from somebody else, you probably paid up to $3,000 plus, and now you got a stock kit. By the way, 96% of corporations don't do a damn thing because they don't know what's next. Let's listen to me the way I designed it in 1986. Corporation, you don't name it after you because that's called dumb. You don't name it what it does, that's double dumb. Next thing we have to do is set up the line of defense. 3 divisions, one for real estate, one for franchise, one for current business. So if you allow me to, I can get you a $100,000 card up to that, or $1 million card too. How much would you like per tax ID? You see, I already offered you $100,000 earlier personal. Remember, if you get that personal credit, you can't write off the interest rate of the card. So if you jack it up, then you're stuck. All right, never hurt your family again. Remember, never bring the pain home. It's Ray's rules. You got an SSN or an SS4. Who wants to be the duck some more? Is it you? You like being a quack today? You got one of these. As many of these as it takes to build that business and that dream. But again, I want to give you the rules and the tools today and get you to the workshop with me. It's a choice today. You got an SSN equals a 1040. 1 or 2 write-offs if you're lucky. SS4 equals an 1120. Almost no liability and all the write-offs you want. Which one should you pick? You got the ability to listen and learn. The main thing is you got to learn to play the game. Now, if you're watching me on Google, Facebook, or YouTube, that's kind of fun. But you're missing the PowerPoint in front of me. You might just want to go to racewebinar.com and get the full overview and never bring the pain home ever again. Here's what I learned at 7.5. You ready to read with me? It's simple. I'm not here to give you legal advice. This is chapter 18. What I heard, I found and read. Simple. A corporation's a legal person and may sue or be sued. By the way, a corporation has more write-offs than you, has more protection than any person living today. So you're going to have to realize the United States of America Incorporated, they set up their line of defense called the states. Every state's a corporation, and the states set up their line of defense too. It's called cities. Every city's a corporation too. You've watched cities file bankruptcy in the past, haven't you? Why? Because they're corporations. Isn't it about time you understand they set up their line of defense and you have not? That's why you keep bringing the pain home. You got the ability to do this right. It's simple. It's called We the People. You are We the People. It's about time you step up to the plate and you learn to win. And you do it basically by playing by the rules and the tools. See, Nixon took that gold standard out. That's okay. They got the key to the printing press and they've been printing money 24/7. Now let's understand something. Mama delivered a baby this morning at the hospital. You got your SSN like I did as a teenager to get the job. You see, the baby has to get an SSN now. Mama's going to have to sign the SSN form. It's federally mandated before the baby can go in the stroller and the car seat can go home. If not, Mama can't take the baby home at all It's against the law. So she's going to have to sign the SSN for the baby. Isn't that kind of crazy? But they got to know how much money to print. Now you know why you got an SSN. And all you got to do is learn how to play the game and win. SS 4 times 4. Corporation, line of defense, division, subsidiaries, and more. It's up to you. You don't have to ever bring the pain home ever again if you structure the right way. But again, it's up to you too. You got the ability today to listen and learn. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Quit being the duck. SSN equals safety credit for the family. Corporation gets a tax ID, build credit to that. Set up the line of defense. Have division, subsidiaries, and more. Make sure we don't have to hurt anybody, because like the family. See, the corporation has a tax ID. Every one of those entities can have a tax ID too. What if something goes wrong? Are we all going to say boo-hoo-hoo? No, we're going to do like everyone's allowed to. Stop bringing the pain home. Mr. Trump bankrupted 4 corporations in the past. He never brought the pain home. Why did you? Rich and famous people file bankruptcy every day, and they stay rich and famous. Why didn't you? Wells Fargo Bank, set up in 1852. They got fined $3 billion, shut down over 500 locations. They got away with stealing identity. Don't do that at all. Why did cities file bankruptcy? Simple, they're corporations. See, if you master the rules and the tools, you can play the game. Until you do, you always bring the pain home again and again, and you always get stuck, which kind of sucks. So credit cards start credit score. They get you more like a house and a car. House and a car don't do a damn thing for your credit report at all. They look pretty unless you screw them up. What's the rule? Don't screw them up. Raise rules, pretty simple. Don't jack up a card past what again? 29%. You do that, there goes your score. Now you can't get any more. You got to get to the workshop with me. Let me rebuild you the right way. The bottom line is today, if you allow me to, I'll rebuild your credit. I'll get you a 720. I'll charge you $499. From there, the wrapper rescored too. Push it to an 820. $499 for that too. The office sells it for $998, and that's kind of good. Yeah, I like to give it away on their webinar. One of the things I do is I like to take away all your excuses. In other words, I like to give it to you for $499. Now, then I like to hand you a $1,000 cash card. Twice as much of money on a card back to you, all right? And you get to go to an educational class. What excuse you got now? You stubbed your toe? Got to go blow your nose? Give me a break. All right? Nobody on the planet does what I do today. Thank God he only made one of me. 90 days or less, and I don't care about your mess. I'll fix anybody. But it's a choice. Zelle, wire, deposit. That's all you're going to have to do. It's pretty simple with me. You see, I broadcast 3 times a day, Monday through Friday, all day Saturday, live. I don't like pre-recorded crap. All right? And in the status update, I might ask you to do 1 or 2 things. Can you do that and follow through? If you can do that, we can accomplish the world today. You see, I've been studying rich and famous people since I was a kid. Here's Walt Disney. They filed bankruptcy 7 times in the past, kind of like a couple of you. Now, recently, they had $1 billion in the bank, and they didn't want to pay any tax. But they know how to play the game. All they had to do is write an IOU to themselves. That's all they had to do. They were playing with $1 billion. Hell, I'm trying to get you to pay attention to get to the first $1 million. Not hard to do. SS 4 times 4. Remember, almost no liability at all, and all the write-offs too. You can learn how to play this game the right way. So for every tax ID, I can get you an Experian, an Equifax, and a TransUnion too. How many would you like today? You don't have to screw this up and steal from the family anymore. But remember I said earlier, personal credit has to be known as safety. You can't write off the card or the interest rate at all. Comes to the corporation the way I designed it in 1986. We're going to get credit cards per division. We're going to get 9 lines of credit, supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, gas cards, and cash cards too. All the write-offs you get, you don't have to steal from the family. Why have you been doing it the wrong way? Did anybody teach you how to play? No one taught me. I had to teach myself as a kid. But again, I got to make you a qualified CFO and have some fun with that too. You got the ability today. Now, when everybody talks about Mr. Buffett, I don't get it. They say it all wrong. They're thinking about the stock market. I studied his father. I studied him. He's got over 100 companies. He even owns his favorite 10. All right, anywhere from ketchup, Geico, Coca-Cola, American Express, Duracell, Dairy Queen, See's Candy, Bridge Jewelries, and even Fruit of the Loom. The man is playing the game. Ask yourself, why aren't you playing and winning too? It's up to you. As an affiliate, I'll tell you, don't use authorized user crap. Don't buy and spend thousands on trade lines. That's just a joke. It doesn't work. Got to make you a qualified CFO. That's the only thing that's going to be the truth, how to play the game the right way. So let's think about something. I'm the guy that invented 113 ways to daisy chain credit. I can turn each one of these cards into 99 more. We got to talk about corporate credit. Why? It's the only thing we get to write off. That's why we call it raise rules. You got the ability, but if you have the intent to rip anybody off or defraud, see the bars, I'll be the first one to testify, get you in a court of law. You're not going to be a crook on my dime. So the bottom line is simple for you. 3 divisions in a corporation, line of defense. What's going to happen next is pretty simple. What if something screws up with one of those divisions? Are we going to say boo-hoo-hoo? No, we're going to learn how to play the 3-step. So the bottom line is we got the ability to do this right. Maybe we'll call it the Donald Trump. Maybe we'll call it the city. Maybe we'll call it Rich and Famous. Or even Wells Fargo Bank too. The bottom line is, guess what we get to do? The 3-step. We get to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. All right, can't save it. We're going to bankrupt the piece. And we're never going to bring the pain home ever again. We don't have to do that at all. It's kind of like you. When you bought your house, sorry to say, you probably did it wrong anyway. So I'm going to tell you what I'd like to say. Write down Ray's rules. Remember earlier today I said I want to basically repackage your life, your house, your car, your bank account? You see, escrow works for you. But you let them tell you what to do. It should have been escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow recorded in a trust. If you have your assets in your house in your name today, when somebody sues you, they screw you, they take it away. If you die, it's stuck into probate. Download the forms, they're free on Google, by the way. Now, if you're going to fix up a property, it's pretty simple. I'm going to call it flippity-dippity-do. You're going to hire that contractor who's going to hire the subcontractor that's down outside Home Depot. Good workers. But when they slip and fall and cut every corner they can, they're going to sue you and screw you and take everything you got because you didn't listen to me. What did I tell you in the beginning today? Plan on somebody trying to take it away. Every property you get should be quickly due to a division, an assignment of equity. This way they can't sue you at all, and at the end of the day, they literally do get diddly squat. Why not? You're going to have to learn to step up and protect your ass. And never bring the pain home ever again. But that's on you. I think about doing a trust today if I was you. Download the forms, they're free. See, you got a choice. Fixing up that property. Are you the one that used to basically do it to the side? You didn't want to basically do it the right way and you played peekaboo with the IRS and made a mess? Remember, corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. If you kind of screwed up hypothetically, go to irs.gov. Download the form called 656 of 433A and B. Get your COVID-19 check, get your butt back in the system, let's go. The only way to play the game is play by the rules that are out there today. They gave us the rules and the tools. I'm just lucky I mastered them at 9.5 years old. Don't know why you didn't, but I had to. I had to get out of hell. You see, as a kid, they used to call me OPM. I want you to have 4 more divisions. Can you write them down for me, please? Carpet, appliances, fixtures, and wood. When you fix up the property, we're going to go back to the manufacturer, save up to 70%. I don't want you to pay a bill for 30, 60, or 90 days. I want you to use their money to fix it up. When you sell the property, escrow will pay off all the debt. Now you got $200,000 left over. What are you going to do? Act like you're rich and screw up again? Please don't do that at all. I'll bet you every one of you had $10,000 to $100,000 in the past, and I'll bet you pissed it away, and some of you are broke today. Raise rules, leveraging money. Borrow money's not taxable. Can you write it down for me, please? You see, you got to set up the line of defense. Never bring the pain home ever again. You know, when I had my location in Irvine, which is 22,000 square feet, in locations around the globe, making $1 million plus a day, I'm having fun. But the bank would call me every morning or show up at the office at 9 o'clock going, what do you need, Ray? What can I do for you today? When you got money, they always kiss your ass heads. You got no money? Yeah, they don't know your damn name. You got a choice and understand something. I'm going to make sure you put it in the right CD, line of credit, bank account too. We're going to create 3 reference points because when you make the bank verify itself, they have to say yes. That would be 600,000 of reference points, by the way. Remember, the bank borrows from the feds times 10. Loans back to 5 to us. So if they did this correctly, that could be $3 million. Borrow money's not what again? Taxable? Let's take $2 million of that, go buy a McDonald's, a Taco Bell, or a Wendy's or something. Why not? We can. You got to get past go. You got to beat your own doubt. I've heard no 1 billion plus times. If I listen to those dummies, what I made my first million at 14, double billion at 26, buy a Lamborghini at 14 and a half. Are you kidding me? Hell no. Don't you ever let anybody get in your damn way. You better run your race. They don't want you to do better than them anyway. All right? Bottom line is, if you listen to other people, guess what? You're stuck. You want to be like anybody else? You want to be you. It's pretty simple. You can take a corporation under C-191D. You can learn how to loan 8 different ways. Let's take it off of a credit card today. Let's help 5 people save their house and give them each $10,000 apiece. Why not? Because I put a second trust deed, a homestead block, or UCC one of the chattel mortgage too. I just created $24.49 a month. That's $2,449 per month cash flow. You can create your own cash flow for your time. Nothing's in your way besides you. 100,000 is 4,800. 150 is 73.47. All you got to do is learn how to play the game. But once again, this is on you. You see, I'll show you some of the mansions, the helicopters, and the yachts too. Got to get you past go. That's what you're going to have to do. It's going to be up to you to follow through. God's gift, I used to call this one. It's pretty simple. The race boats and the yacht were parked in the backyard, corporate assets. That's why we call it Ray's Rules. I like the helicopter, the Lamborghini, and the building too, wouldn't you? See, today I'd like you to change your driver's license, please, to a P.O. box or a mailing address. Every time you whip out that driver's license, write a check or debit card, you're going, here's where I live, I'm not home right now. Can you come rob my house for me, please? Can you sue me, screw me, take it away? You see, every state has something that can protect you. Here in California, we have the Schaefer Bill, the Driver's Privacy Protection Act. You got to step up to the plate and protect your assets and never bring the pain home ever again. It's kind of like this. The last time you bought a car, what did you do? You let someone sweat you for hours on end. You lost $5,000. You had up to 9 inquiries too. When they hand you the paper, you should have put next to your signature, this allows one inquiry only and take a picture. But you didn't do it that way. How about we do it my way? We get a car, tax ID, and a fleet price. Now let's think about you today. You went to the bank or the grocery store, maybe later today. Let's say you bumped someone's car. Hope you don't do that, but if you did, they're probably going to act like they got whiplash. They're going to die. You see, then they ask you for your driver's license, insurance, registration, please. I bet you the driver's license has your home address on it. Insurance, have you been paying that out of a paycheck they call taxable income when a corporation could have paid for it instead? Are you the registered owner, so you're the duck? Oh my goodness, guess what they're going to do? They're going to call one of those bloodsucker attorneys on TV. They're going to sue you, screw you, and take everything you got. Why? Because you didn't listen to me like I told you in the beginning today. Plan on someone trying to take it away from you. You see, at the workshop, we're going to go over again the right way. Registered owner should probably be the division and not you. The lien holder could be the corporation too. That way they can't sue you at the end of the day and they really do get diddly squat. Why not? You got the ability to do this the right way if you try. All you got to listen and learn and let me do the work for you. It's not hard to do at all. Now, what did I do on July 3rd, 2009? I took my corporate yacht from my backyard right there. I said fill it up. I used a card, right off the card, the interest rate too, and the yacht. Why not? The next day, I'm in a coma. We're waiting to die. Kind of sucks. Life got destroyed. What am I going to do? Go boo-hoo-hoo like most of you? No, I just got pissed off and had to do what I had to do. I took the oxygen tank like a football, put my credit score back to an 820, and I made myself another CFO, and I got $1 million of credit again. You see, I don't stay down, and I don't want you to stay down too. You got the ability to listen and learn today. God's using me to help you, all right, if you just follow along. It's pretty well up to you. So let's understand, I made a promise to help people the rest of my life. That's why I'm here trying to help you today. I didn't name my son and daughter after me. All right, so my legacy lives on, called the Reynolds University. As you do this today, if you got a corporate setup, you probably pay $3,000 plus and you're kind of stuck. How about if I do this for all of you? Articles, officers list, tax ID. I hand you the fish for $9.99. I put you in my workshop for 3 months. All right, hearing it again and again. Why? Kind of like watching your favorite movie. You can say the lines before they do, can you not? How about I put you in level 1, 2 for the divisions and learn how to set up the line of defense? $9.99 too. Together, that's $19.98. The office sells it for $19.98, but I give it away for $17.99 through the overview. But then I turn around, make sure you master the rules and the tools, and then I hand you $5,400 of cash credit back to you. By the way, that's 3 times your investment back to you for what you invested in yourself, and I'm doing all the work for you too. Rapid rescore, credit building too. What excuse you got now? You got to go stub your toe? There's no excuses anymore. It's all up to you. Zelle, wire, deposit. Now you're stuck with me for the next 3 months. We'll have fun, I guarantee that. You might want to call 800-510-3338. See, your lack of commitment is the biggest problem you have. All right, and that's what's holding you back. Now let's look at a building in a Lamborghini under tax ID. Reaching the dream. Why not? Think and be the impossible. By the way, I've done it all my life. It's Ray's rules. The ability to see it, believe, and go get it. Like I said earlier today, please give me 90 days. I'll get you on the $1 million dream. I'll guarantee it too. Been helping people just like you for the last 24 years. Seminars, workshops, and boot camps. Got no excuses. Now, motivation, I love it. I listen to it every morning. At the end of the day, if they're not giving me the rules and the tools and the blueprint, sorry to say, it's just blah, blah, blah. I'll show you mine, show me yours. You don't have it? I'll go get it for you. Don't have any hesitation at all. You see, at the end of the day, you got a story too. I'd like to get you an 820 credit score, up to $100,000 of personal credit. Remember, you can't write off the credit card or the interest rate at all, but don't jack it up past 29%, then you're stuck and you can't get any more. Understand, I'd like to get you corporations and divisions today. I'd like to get you up to $1 million of credit too. Stop being stuck, please. What's next is pretty simple. It's me, Ray's Rules and Tools. You got the ability to be repackaged my way, and I pray you let me do that for you. House, car, bank account, the right way to play. But again, what are we going to do? It's pretty simple. All right, when I had to create the blueprints for myself, it was not hard. I had to take the time and got frustrated, got pissed off. You would think somebody would make it easy, but they don't want to. They're too busy going, the knowledge is power. Every one of those ding-dongs I challenge, and they don't know dilly squat. So I like the Millionaires Founders Kit, the real estate, the financial series. I like to make it simple, but it's up to you. The office sells it for $9.99. I give it away for $4.99 through the overview. If you Zelle it, then we'll ship it by tomorrow. There's the Zelle information for you. All we got to do is do the work. It's easy. You see, it's like the corporate setup today. $17.99, $5,400 of cash credit back to you, 3 times your money back in your pocket on a card, rapid rescore, credit building too. What excuse you got now? There's no excuse. It's called Zelle Wire Deposit. It's all you got to do. We'll rebuild it for you too. You see how the 14th Amendment made corporations into people, called we the people. Now, I love the United States of America. The only difference is I mastered the rules and the tools by the time I was 9.5. See, every game we have to play, we got to write the rules, master them, read them, understand them, and know how to play right. It's kind of like passing a test in school. How do you pass a test? Know the damn answers. That's pretty simple. And they've been printing money ever since. They manage 50 states. They're corporations. The states manage a line of defense too, called cities. Cities are corporations too. Why aren't you? You got the ability to understand Ray's rules and tools. Never bring the pain home ever again. All right, you buy a house, it's pretty simple. All we got to do is escrow close, escrow homestead, escrow record in a trust. Make sure you understand something today. Please don't name the corporation after you. I'd call that dumb. Don't name it what it does. That's double dum-dum. Have the line of defense. Division for real estate, franchise, current business. Never bring the pain home ever again. Make sure you set up the line of defense for you. You got the ability to do it the right way if you want to. As you do this today, remember a couple of things. Like I said in the beginning, plan on the problems. Somebody's going to basically piss you off or get in your way. All you got to do is have safety credit, the line of defense, see it, believe, and go get it every day. You got the ability to get through this every time. Now, at the end of the day, all you want is an 820 credit score. Okay. $499, $1,000 credit card back to you, twice as much you invest. Go to the credit educational class. And all you got to do there is Zelle wire deposit or call the office at 800-510-3338. That's all you got to do. My favorite program that we do is called Millionaires in the Making. I call it Step 1. Put all the pieces together, analyze it twice. Make sure you understand the office likes to sell for $3,995. That's okay. Me, I like to give it away for $2,999 and hand you $25,000 of cash credit. By the way, that's 8 times your investment back to you, and all the goodies are being done for you, and you're in the workshops for 3 months with me. Not hard to do. It's all up to you. Zelle wire deposit. From there, all you got to do is follow through. Remember, the American dream is kind of fun. Receiving money every month, pay all your bills, drive the company car, go on a business trip, help other people, free up your time, set up the line of defense, and master Ray's rules and tools. The Millionaires in the Making workshop today is $3,000, so it's $2,999, $25,000 in cash credit back to you. That's 8 times your investment to you. Is Eric out there, Jose? So as we do this today, it's pretty simple. All we got to do is follow through. You Zelle, you wire, you deposit. All right? Or you can call 800-510-3338. So the bottom line at every workshop, every seminar, and every boot camp, I hold your hand. You're stuck with me. I don't pass the buck. I don't let you down, and all you got to do is follow through. At the end of the day, stay safe, stay strong. If you're sitting for what's next to come, let it be me. Let us always remember life is a gift from our Father in heaven. God has given us the opportunity to believe and receive. Let us make the best of the day and give thanks in every way. Thank you, Jesus, for one more day. Amen to that. Ray's rules God gave me to help you, if you allow me to. You got the ability to change your life, but all you got to do now is Zelle wire, make a deposit, or call 800-510-3338. And that way you're stuck with me for the next 3 months. We'll have some fun. Never forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.